The birthday cake sits on our dining room table like a bomb waiting to detonate. 5 perfect candles, their flames dancing in the August heat, while my daughter Hope bounces on her tiptoes beside me, pure joy radiating from her face. I should have known better. Should have seen it coming in Nancy's razor-sharp smile when she insisted on handling the cake herself. "Make a wish, sweetheart," I say, squeezing Hope's shoulders. My baby girl, my reason for everything, takes a deep breath that puffs out her cheeks. That's when Nancy's perfectly manicured finger traces the cake's inscription. "Happy birthday to Mommy's little mistake," she reads aloud, her voice dripping with false innocence. Oh dear, there must have been a mix-up at the bakery. The room goes silent. I feel the blood drain from my face as Hope's tiny body stiffens under my hands. My mother Margaret's theatrical gasp doesn't quite hide her smirk. The family gathering suddenly feels like a nest of vipers, all eyes fixed on us, waiting for the venom to take effect. "Mommy?" Hope's voice quivers. What does that mean? I want to scream. Want to grab that cake and smash it into Nancy's perfectly made-up face. Instead, I hear myself say with forced lightness, "It's just a silly mistake, baby. Let's scrape off the frosting and—" "But it's true, isn't it, Sadie?" Nancy cuts in. "That's what you told Mom when you got knocked up. It was a mistake. Remember?" The memory hits like a physical blow. Me at 27, terrified and alone, confiding in my family only to have those vulnerable words twisted into weapons 5 years later. I see Raphael, my only real friend here, step forward with anger in his eyes, but I shake my head slightly. Not now. Not in front of Hope. "Time for presents," I announce too brightly, steering Hope away from the cake. My daughter's shoulders are slumped now, her earlier excitement deflated. I catch Erin's sympathetic glance from across the room, but she quickly looks away. No one in this family has ever had the courage to stand up to Nancy or my mother. The present opening is a blur. I'm operating on autopilot, making appropriate noises as Hope unwraps each gift. Nancy outdid herself there too. A doctor's kit with a note saying, "Since your mom couldn't afford medical school." A children's etiquette book to help you overcome your circumstances. Each one a carefully crafted barb wrapped in bright paper and bows. "Quite thoughtful of you, Nancy," my mother says, patting her favorite daughter's hand. "Someone needs to think about that child's future." I feel something snap inside me. Not the usual hurt that makes me shrink and accept. This is different. Harder. Colder. I watch Hope struggling to maintain her smile. This beautiful, brilliant child they're trying to diminish. And something crystallizes in my chest. "Hope, sweetie," I say, my voice steady now. "Why don't you show Cousin Erin your new toys upstairs?" Once they're gone, I turn to Nancy. My sister's smile falters slightly at whatever she sees in my expression. "You must be so proud," I say softly. "Planning all this just to hurt a 5-year-old child." "Oh, please," Nancy scoffs, but there's a flicker of uncertainty in her eyes. "It was just a joke. You've always been too sensitive." "Sadie," my mother warns, "don't make a scene." I laugh then, a sound that startles even me. "A scene? You mean like deliberately humiliating my daughter at her own birthday party? That kind of scene?" "Well, if you'd made better choices," Nancy begins, but I cut her off. "You know what's funny?" I step closer, my voice dropping to a whisper. "I've spent years letting you make me feel small, letting you hurt me, but watching you try to do the same thing to Hope?" I smile, and Nancy actually takes a step back. "That was a mistake." The word hangs between us, its meaning transformed. In the silence that follows, I hear Hope's laughter floating down from upstairs. Still pure, still unbroken despite their best efforts. I turn away from my sister's suddenly wary face and begin methodically cleaning up the party debris, my mind already racing ahead. They think they know me. Think I'm still the same scared girl who'll absorb their cruelty and come crawling back for more. But they've finally gone too far. As I wrap up the remains of that hateful cake, I catch Raphael's eye across the room. He nods slightly, understanding written all over his face. They want to talk about mistakes? Fine. I'll show them what a real mistake looks like. The birthday party aftermath feels like a hangover, but instead of nursing a headache, I'm going through bank statements at 2 a.m. My hands shake as I scroll through 5 years of transactions, each one a fresh betrayal. The numbers blur together until Raphael's text jolts me back to focus. You okay? That party was brutal. I stare at the screen, the truth I've uncovered burning in my chest. Need to show you something. Tomorrow? His response is immediate. Your usual coffee spot. 8 a.m. Hope's sleeping peacefully when I check on her, clutching the teddy bear Raphael gave her, the only genuine gift from the party. I brush her hair back, my throat tight. She deserves so much better than what they tried to make her believe. The next morning, I spread the bank statements across the coffee shop table while Raphael watches, his expression darkening. They've been stealing from Hope's college fund, I say, my voice barely controlled. Every month, small withdrawals. My mother convinced me to make her a co-signer just in case something happened to me. Said it was responsible parenting. Raphael's hands clench around his coffee cup. How much? Almost $40,000. The number still makes me sick. Nancy's name is all over these transfers. Her stupid designer handbags, her vacation to Bali. She's been using my daughter's future as her personal ATM. Jesus, Sadie. He leans back, running a hand through his hair. Have you confronted them? I laugh bitterly. You saw how well confrontation worked at the party. Besides, my mother's got it all wrapped up in legal paperwork. She made sure of that. There has to be something. Oh, there is. I pull out my phone, showing him the email I found. Nancy's been embezzling from her company. Small amounts, just like with Hope's account. She thinks she's clever, but she got sloppy. Left a paper trail a mile wide. Raphael's eyes widen. How did you get this? Remember Nelson from IT at her office? Turns out he's had a crush on me since high school. Amazing what people will share over drinks. Sadie. Raphael's voice carries a warning note. I know what you're thinking. But they crossed a line. That cake? That was just the final insult. They've been stealing my daughter's future right out from under me, laughing about it probably. My voice cracks. Every time Nancy showed up with some new luxury purchase, every time my mother lectured me about financial responsibility, they were using Hope's money. What are you planning? I meet his eyes steadily. Nothing they haven't earned. He's quiet for a long moment, studying me. Finally, he sighs. Just be careful. Don't do anything that could blow back on Hope. That's exactly why I have to do something. They're never going to stop unless... My phone buzzes with a text from Aaron. Need to talk. Important. I have to go, I say, gathering the papers. Thanks for listening. Sadie. Raphael catches my arm. Whatever you're thinking of doing, make sure it's really about protecting Hope, not just revenge. His words follow me to Erin's house, where my cousin paces her living room like a caged animal. I should have told you years ago, she blurts out as soon as I sit down. About Nancy and your mother, about what they've been doing. My heart pounds. What do you mean? It's not just Hope's account. Erin won't meet my eyes. They've done this before, to others in the family. Always perfectly legal on paper, always with some excuse about protecting assets or responsible management. Your Aunt Claire's inheritance, my college fund. She swallows hard. I was too scared to say anything. They have dirt on everyone. The pieces click into place. The way certain relatives stopped coming to family events, the whispered conversations that stopped when I entered rooms. All this time, I thought I was their only target. Why tell me now? Because of Hope. Erin finally looks at me. That cake wasn't just cruelty. It was a message. They're setting up their next move, and your daughter's their target. My phone buzzes again. A text from my mother. Family dinner tonight. Non-negotiable. We need to discuss Hope's future. I show it to Erin, whose face goes pale. Sadie, don't go. They're planning something. But I'm already standing, a cold clarity settling over me. Oh, I'll be there. I think of the evidence safely backed up on my phone. of Nelson's promised help, of all the pieces I've been gathering. In fact, I'm counting on it. What are you going to do? I smile, and something in my expression makes Aaron step back. I'm going to give them exactly what they want. A nice, intimate family dinner. Perfect opportunity to serve up some long overdue justice. The family dinner starts like a game of chess. Everyone positioning their pieces, testing defenses. I arrive exactly on time, wearing the navy dress Nancy once sneered at. My mother's lips thin at the sight of it. Good. Where's Hope? Nancy asks, false concern dripping from every word. Sleepover at her friend's house. I set down the bottle of wine I brought, my mother's favorite, the one she thinks I can't afford. Thought we adults should talk freely. My mother's dining room feels like a stage set, crystal glasses catching the light, silver polish to mirrors. Everything perfect, everything fake. Just like them. Well, my mother says, lifting her wine glass, we need to discuss Hope's educational trust. I've been reviewing the accounts. Funny you should mention that. I pull out my phone, fingers steady despite my racing heart. I've been doing some reviewing myself. The plan is simple. Confront them with evidence of the embezzlement, watch them squirm, then propose my terms. But Nancy's next words throw me completely off balance. Oh, you mean the transfers? She smiles, all teeth. Mother already spoke to the bank. Everything's been sorted out. Just a clerical error. I blink. What? Really, Sadie? My mother sighs. Did you think we wouldn't notice your little investigation? Nancy saw you with Nelson yesterday. Quite unprofessional of him to share company information, by the way. He's been dealt with. My stomach drops. What did you do? Nothing he didn't bring on himself. Nancy examines her manicure. Though his supervisor was very interested in certain irregularities we found in his work history, the weight of my failure crashes over me. Nelson was supposed to be my ace, my way in. Now he's probably unemployed, possibly facing charges, all because I dragged him into this. You're bluffing. I manage, but my voice wavers. Check your phone, my mother suggests. Those incriminating emails you were so excited about? Gone. Amazing how efficient IT departments can be when properly motivated. My fingers fumble with the phone, but she's right. Everything I collected, every careful piece of evidence, vanished. I feel the room spinning slightly. Face it, little sister. Nancy leans forward. You're out of your league. Always have been. That money was for Hope's future, I whisper. And it still is. My mother's voice turns soothing, reasonable. We're simply ensuring it's managed properly, by people who understand finance, who can make responsible decisions. Unlike you, Nancy adds. I stand up so quickly my chair scrapes against the floor. I need some air. In the bathroom, I splash cold water on my face, trying to steady my breathing. My phone buzzes. Raphael. How's it going? I stare at my reflection, at the woman who thought she could outmaneuver them. They knew. They were always 10 steps ahead. Sadie, listen. I have to go. I hang up, gripping the sink edge until my knuckles turn white. When I return, they're discussing Hope's private school options as if nothing happened. As if they haven't just destroyed my only leverage. You'll see reason eventually, my mother says, passing the salad. We only want what's best for Hope. That's when I notice something odd. Nancy's hand trembles slightly as she reaches for her wine. My mother's smile seems fixed, artificial. They're trying too hard to appear in control. You know what's funny? I say slowly. You went to all this trouble to erase those emails, but you didn't ask what else I might have found. Nancy's fork clatters against her plate. Or who else I might have talked to. I think of Aaron's revelation, of all those disappeared relatives. It's amazing how many people are willing to share stories once someone finally starts asking questions. Enough. My mother's voice cracks like a whip. You're being ridiculous, but I see it now. The flash of fear in their eyes. They're scared. Not of the evidence I gathered, but of what I might discover next. Of all their careful lies unraveling. You're right, I say, standing. This dinner was a mistake, but don't worry, I won't make the same one twice. Nancy calls after me as I leave, but I don't turn back. In my car, my phone lights up with a text from Raphael. Got your backup files. All safe. Ready when you are. I smile, remembering Nancy's shaking hands, my mother's brittle control. They think they've won. Think they've scared me back into line. But they've actually given me something far more valuable than evidence. They've shown me their fear. And now I know exactly where to push. Raphael's apartment feels like a war room, with papers and laptops spread across his coffee table. 3 days since the dinner disaster, and we've been working every spare moment, mapping out connections, following money trails. Look at this, he says, pointing to his screen. Every time your mother helped manage someone's money, Nancy got a new client at her firm. Too consistent to be coincidence. I lean closer, our shoulders touching. The contact feels warm, grounding. They're working together. Mother finds the targets, Nancy handles the legal side. And everyone stays quiet because... He stops as my phone rings. Erin's name flashes on the screen. Sadie? Her voice sounds strange. Can you come over? Please? Something in her tone makes my skin prickle. I'll be there in 20. Raphael catches my arm as I stand. Be careful. After what happened with Nelson, I know. I squeeze his hand. I'll text you. Erin's house is dark except for one lamp. She's curled on her couch, looking smaller than usual. A half-empty wine bottle sits on her coffee table. They came to see me, she says before I can speak. Your mother and Nancy. They know I talked to you. My heart stutters. Did they threaten you? Not exactly. They reminded me about Michael. Your brother? What about him? Erin takes a shaking breath. Remember when he got arrested for drug possession 10 years ago? It wasn't his drugs. They were Nancy's. But she needed a clean record for her law career, so... She swallows hard. Mother made it go away. For him. But the evidence is still there, and if it ever came out... They're blackmailing you. The realization hits like ice water. Using your own brother. I'm so sorry, Sadie. I can't help you anymore. Michael's finally got his life together, has a family. Hey. I move to sit beside her, taking her trembling hands. It's okay. I understand. And I do. They've had decades to weave their web, to gather secrets and create debts. Everyone in the family is tangled in it somehow. There's something else. Erin won't meet my eyes. Something about your father. The air leaves my lungs. What about him? Mother didn't just drive him away. She had evidence. Something that would have ruined his career, his reputation. She used it to make him sign away his parental rights. That's why he never fought for custody, never contacted you. The room spins slightly. All these years I thought he'd simply abandoned us. Chosen his new family over me. But he was just another victim in their game. How do you know this? I overheard them talking. They're worried you'll find out, start digging. That's why they're moving so fast with Hope's trust fund. They want control before you understand too much. My phone buzzes. Raphael sending a string of urgent messages, but I can barely focus on the screen. Thank you, I tell Erin. For telling me. For everything. What are you going to do? I stand, my mind already racing ahead. Nothing you need to worry about. The less you know, the better. Back in my car, I finally read Raphael's messages. He's found something big. Irregularities in my mother's charitable foundation, connections to offshore accounts. The evidence we needed. But I can't move. All I can think about is my father. About Hope. About how patterns repeat unless someone breaks them. Raphael answers on the first ring. Where are you? You need to see this. They did it to my father too. I cut him off. All these years I thought, God, I've been so stupid. Sadie, no, listen. I've been playing their game, thinking if I could just find enough dirt, enough leverage, but that's how they work. Secrets and shame and everyone too scared to move. What are you saying? I watch a family walking past my car, parents swinging a laughing child between them. Happy, free, everything Hope deserves. I'm saying we need to change the rules. No more secrets, no more quiet little deals. My voice hardens. We're going to drag everything into the light. All of it. That's dangerous, Raphael says quietly. Once it starts. I know, but Hope deserves better than growing up in their shadow. Better than wondering why her family is full of whispers and lies. I start the car. I'm coming over. We have work to do. Sadie? His voice stops me. Whatever you decide, I'm with you. Something warm unfurls in my chest, pushing back the cold certainty of what's coming. They taught me that love means control, means secrets and fear. But maybe, just maybe, it can mean something else. I know, I say softly. That's why we're going to win. The fever hits Hope like a thunderbolt. One moment she's playing in the backyard, the next she's burning up in my arms as I race to the emergency room. My hands shake as I fill out admission forms, my mind spinning with the doctor's questions. Any family history of autoimmune disorders? I freeze. I don't know. My father's side? The doctor looks up from her clipboard. We should contact them. Some conditions are genetic. I can't. The words taste bitter. I don't have any contact information. She frowns but keeps writing. Hope whimpers on the hospital bed, her small hand clutching mine. The monitors beep steadily, each sound a reminder of how much I don't know about half of my daughter's medical history. My phone lights up. Mother calling. I silence it, but the texts start immediately. Heard Hope's in the hospital. We're coming. Nancy's bringing a specialist from her country club. Don't be difficult about this, Sadie. I want to throw the phone against the wall. Instead, I call Raphael. They're coming, I say when he answers. I can't deal with them right now. Not with Hope like this. I'm on my way. No questions, no hesitation. He arrives just as my mother sweeps in, Nancy close behind. They're both perfectly put together, as if they're attending a social event rather than visiting a sick child. Oh, darling. Mother moves toward Hope, but I step between them. Don't be ridiculous, Nancy snaps. We brought Dr. Harrison. He's the best pediatric specialist in the state. A distinguished-looking man hovers in the doorway, medical bag in hand. Hope's monitors beep faster. She has doctors, I say. She's being treated. By emergency room staff? Mother's voice drips concern. Surely you want what's best for her. Like you wanted what was best for my father? The words escape before I can stop them. Nancy goes still. Mother's face hardens. So, she says softly, Aaron told you. Get out. My voice shakes. All of you. Think carefully, Nancy warns. About Hope's future. About what's at stake. I am thinking about her future. I feel Raphael's steady presence behind me, lending me strength. That's why you need to leave. Now. Mother steps closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. You really want to do this? Risk everything? What happens when Hope asks why she can't go to the best schools? Why she can't have the opportunities other children have? What happens when she asks why her grandfather never contacted her? I counter. When she realizes her whole family is built on blackmail and lies? Hope stirs on the bed, her eyes fluttering open. Mommy? I'm at her side instantly, smoothing her hair back. Her skin feels cooler. The fever's breaking, the nurse says, checking the monitors. The antibiotics are working. Relief floods through me, followed by a clarity so sharp it takes my breath away. I turn back to my mother and sister. You know what I realized? You've never actually cared about Hope. Or me. Or anyone. It's all just control. Power. Making everyone dance to your tune. That's not... Nancy starts, but I cut her off. When Hope was burning up in my arms, my only thought was keeping her safe. But you? I laugh softly. You saw an opportunity, another chance to sink your hooks in. We're family, Mother says, as if that explains everything. No. I take Hope's hand, draw strength from her steady breathing. Family doesn't destroy people to keep them close. Family doesn't collect secrets like weapons. Raphael moves to stand beside me, his shoulder touching mine. A united front. Last chance, Nancy says. Think about what you're throwing away. I am. I meet her eyes steadily. I'm thinking about the kind of mother I want to be, the kind of life I want Hope to have. And it's not this. They leave finally, their threats hanging in the air like poison. Hope sleeps peacefully, the worst of the fever past. You okay? Raphael asks softly. No. I lean against him, letting out a shaky breath. But I will be. We need to move faster now. They'll try to take control of Hope's medical decisions next, claim I'm unstable. We've got enough evidence. We could... Not yet. I straighten up, my mind clearing. First, I need to find my father. Not just for Hope's medical history. For everything. They'll fight back harder than ever. Good. I look at Hope, at her innocent face free from the weight of family legacy. Let them fight. This time, I'm ready to burn it all down. Finding my father takes 3 days of intense searching and one unexpected phone call. When his number appears on my screen, my heart nearly stops. Sadie? His voice is exactly as I remember. Erin reached out to me. I gripped the phone tighter. Did she tell you why? Some of it. About Hope being sick. About your mother. He pauses. I should have fought harder. Should have found another way. I need to see you, I say. There's more happening. Things you should know. We arrange to meet at a quiet cafe across town. Raphael offers to come with me, but this is something I need to do alone. My father looks older than I expected. Gray threading his hair, lines around his eyes. But his smile, that's the same. He stands when he sees me, uncertain. You look just like your grandmother, he says softly. Mom's mom or yours? Mine. The one they wouldn't let you meet. We sit. The weight of lost years between us. I take out the folder I've prepared. Documents, bank statements, everything we've gathered. Before I show you this, I say, I need to know what they had on you. What made you walk away completely? He stares into his coffee. They found evidence that I'd falsified research data early in my career. One small study, but it would have destroyed everything I'd built. Your mother said if I gave up custody, stayed away, she'd keep it buried. And you believed her? I believed she'd use it. You don't know what she's capable of. Actually, I cut in. I do. That's why I'm here. I slide the folder across the table. He opens it, starts reading. His face grows paler with each page. My God, he whispers. The foundation, the trust funds. How long has this been going on? Decades. They've been... My phone buzzes. A text from Raphael. 911, Nancy just left your mother's house. Heading your way. My father sees my expression change. What is it? We need to move, now. I start gathering the papers, but it's too late. Nancy walks in, her heels clicking on the tile floor. Her face twists when she sees us. Well, isn't this cozy? She slides into the booth beside me, blocking my exit. A little family reunion? How did you... Find you. Please? She rolls her eyes. Erin really should be more careful with her phone. All those guilty texts about helping you contact Daddy Dearest. My father starts to stand, but Nancy's next words freeze him. I wouldn't if I were you. Not unless you want that research fraud evidence going public. Amazing how long universities keep records. That's your answer to everything, isn't it? I say. Threats? Blackmail? Does it ever get tired, holding everyone hostage? Speaking of hostages, Nancy's smile turns sharp. Mother's having a lovely time with Hope right now. At her house, where your babysitter just dropped her off. The blood drains from my face. What? Oh, didn't you know? Mother filed for emergency custody this morning, given your erratic behavior and concerning associations lately. She gestures at our father. The judge was very sympathetic. Temporary order, of course, just until you stabilize. My father's hand finds mine under the table. Sadie, what do you need? The question startles me. After all these years, all their manipulation, someone finally asking what I need instead of telling me what to do. Nancy's phone chimes. She checks it, smirks. Mother wants to know if you're ready to discuss terms, about Hope's future, about all of this mess you're making. I think of Hope at my mother's house, surrounded by their poison. Think of all the people they've hurt, all the lives they've twisted. Something hardens in my chest. Actually, I say, I have terms of my own. Nancy laughs. You're not exactly in a position, everything goes public. I cut in. All of it. The fraud, the embezzlement, the blackmail, every dirty secret, every ruined life. Unless what? Unless Hope and I walk away. Clean break, no contact, no claims on her trust fund, nothing. And you leave everyone else alone too. Aaron, her brother, our father, everyone you've got dirt on. It all gets buried for good. You'd give up Hope's inheritance, all those opportunities? To get her away from you? In a heartbeat. Nancy's smile falters. For the first time, I see real uncertainty in her eyes. Mother won't agree, she says, but her voice wavers. Then I guess we'll all go down together. I meet her gaze steadily. Your call. She stands abruptly. I'll convey your terms. After she leaves, my father squeezes my hand. What now? I take out my phone, text Raphael. Start the countdown. 1 hour. Now, I tell my father. We get ready for their answer. Either way, this ends today. My mother's house looms before me, elegant and suffocating as ever. Raphael's car idles at the curb, my father's beside it. Both ready if things go wrong. The flash drive in my pocket feels heavy with everything we've gathered. Every secret, every crime, every ruined life. 1 hour. That's what I gave them to decide. Nancy opens the door before I can knock. They're in the study. Hope's laughter drifts from upstairs, playing in the room that used to be mine. Every instinct screams to run up there, grab her, and flee. Instead, I follow Nancy down the familiar hallway. My mother sits behind the massive oak desk, perfectly composed. I assume you've thought this through? More than you know. I remain standing. Well, she slides a document across the desk. Your terms, formalized. Full custody of Hope. Complete separation from the family. All evidence of past indiscretions, permanently sealed. In exchange for my silence. And the destruction of any evidence you've gathered. Her eyes narrow. All copies. I take out the flash drive, hold it up. Everything's here, but I'm not handing it over until the papers are signed and Hope's in my car. You really want to do this? Nancy asks. Cut Hope off from her family, her inheritance? This isn't family. I meet my mother's eyes. This is a prison. One you've spent decades building, keeping everyone in line with their own secrets. But Hope deserves better. We've only ever wanted control, I cut in. That's all you've ever wanted. The money, the secrets, they're just tools. Well, now I have tools of my own. My mother's mask cracks slightly. You think you can threaten us? I learn from the best. I smile, and she actually flinches. Sign the papers. She picks up her pen, then pauses. You'll never be able to give her what we could. The best schools, the right connections. I'll give her something better. Freedom. My voice hardens. Sign. The scratch of her pen feels like victory. Nancy signs next, her hand trembling slightly. I want to see what's on that drive. my mother says. Before you leave. Fine. I plug it into her computer, pull up the files, watch their faces as they scroll through decades of carefully documented crimes. Nancy's embezzlement, the fraudulent foundation, every manipulated trust fund, every blackmailed relative. My God, Nancy whispers. How did you... I had help. Turns out when you hurt enough people, eventually they fight back. A small sound makes us all turn. Hope stands in the doorway, clutching her backpack. Ready to go, baby? I keep my voice steady. She nods, but my mother stands. Hope, sweetheart, don't you want to stay? We could have ice cream, play in the garden. No. Hope's voice is small but firm. I want to go home. Something shifts in my mother's expression. Recognition, maybe, of a power she can't control. She sinks back into her chair, suddenly looking old. The papers are signed, I say. We're done here. Sadie. Nancy catches my arm as I reach for Hope's hand. What happens now? Now? You live with the knowledge that one wrong move, one attempt to contact us or hurt anyone else in the family, and everything goes public. Think of it as karma. You're just like her, Nancy spits, using secrets as weapons. No. I scoop Hope up, feel her arms wrap around my neck. I'm using the truth to set us free. There's a difference. Outside, Raphael and my father straighten up from their cars. Everything okay? Raphael asks. I look at Hope's face, see nothing but trust there. Better than okay. Ice cream? Hope asks hopefully. Actually, my father steps forward. I know a great place. If that's all right? I think of all the ice cream trips we never had, all the moments stolen by secrets and fear. I'd like that. As we drive away, I watch my mother's house shrink in the rearview mirror. Hope chatters happily about ice cream flavors, unaware of the weight that's lifted. Raphael follows in his car, my father in his. A new kind of family forming, built on truth instead of threats. The flash drive sits in my pocket, insurance against the past repeating itself. But looking at Hope's smile in the mirror, I know I'll never need it. Some chains once broken, stay broken. Mommy? Hope asks. Are we going to be okay? I catch Raphael's supportive smile in the rearview mirror, see my father's car keeping steady pace behind us. Yeah, baby, I say, and for the first time in years, I completely believe it. We're going to be better than okay. The ice cream parlor is exactly as my father remembered. Red vinyl booths, chrome fixtures, the sweet smell of waffle cones. Hope sits between us, demolishing a sundae almost as big as her head. My father keeps sneaking glances at her, like he can't quite believe she's real. You have chocolate on your nose, I tell her, reaching for a napkin. Just like you used to, my father says softly. Every Sunday after church, the memory hits unexpectedly. Sitting in a booth just like this, my father wiping ice cream from my face while my mother complained about proper manners. Before the secrets took over, before everything broke. Raphael returns from the counter with more napkins, slides in beside me. His presence steadies me as it has through everything. I found something, he says quietly, showing me his phone. About your grandmother, your father's mother. My heart skips. What? She's alive. In a nursing home 2 hours from here. My father's hand trembles on the table. Mother? But they told me she died years ago. Right after you left. I finish. Another lie. Another manipulation. Hope looks up from her sundae. Who's alive? Your great-grandmother, I tell her. Would you like to meet her? Her eyes light up. Another grandma? A better one, my father says, his voice rough with emotion. My phone buzzes. A text from Erin. Nancy just left town. Heading to California. Mother's not answering anyone's calls. I should feel triumph, or at least satisfaction. Instead, there's only a quiet certainty that we made the right choice. Their power was always in isolation, in keeping everyone separate and scared. But here we sit, 3 generations in a booth, building something new from the ashes of their control. Can we go see her now? Hope asks, practically bouncing. Please? I look at my father, see the hope and fear warring in his expression. We should call first, he says. Make sure. Already did, Raphael admits. She's been asking about you for years, both of you. The last piece clicks into place. Not just escaping my mother's web, but building a new family, one based on choice and truth rather than obligation and fear. Finish your ice cream first, I tell Hope. Then we'll go. She attacks her sundae with renewed vigor while my father makes the call, his voice cracking when he says, Mother? I lean against Raphael, watching them both. You okay? He asks softly. I thought ending things with them would feel like losing something, I admit. But it feels like finally being able to breathe. Freedom usually does. Hope tugs my sleeve. Done. Can we go now? I look at my father, still on the phone, tears streaming down his face as he listens to his mother's voice. At Raphael, who helped me find strength I didn't know I had. At Hope, who deserves every chance at joy and love without conditions. Yeah, baby, we can go. As we gather our things, a familiar figure appears outside the window. My mother, standing alone on the sidewalk, watching us. Our eyes meet through the glass. For a moment, I see her clearly. Not as the manipulative matriarch, but as someone who built a cage so perfect she trapped herself inside it. She raises her hand, not waving, just acknowledging. I nod once, then turn away. Her choice was power. Mine is freedom. Ready? Raphael asks, holding the door. Hope skips ahead with my father, chattering about meeting her new grandmother. I take Raphael's hand, feeling the warmth of it, the promise of support without demands. You never told me, I say as we walk to the cars. Why did you help me? Really? He smiles. Because the first time I saw you with Hope, I realized what real love looks like. Not the kind that comes with conditions or costs. Just love. Hope calls from ahead. Mommy, come on. I squeeze Raphael's hand, then let go to catch up with my daughter. The afternoon sun feels warm on my face, and ahead lies a grandmother's embrace, a father's redemption, a future unbound by secrets. Behind us, the ice cream parlor's bell chimes one last time. I don't look back to see if my mother's still watching. Her story was about power and control. But mine? Mine is about breaking free. About choosing love over fear. Truth over safety. Mine is about building something better from the broken pieces. And it's only just beginning.